Your attention please. The local train bound for Nakano will soon arrive on track number 16. For your safety,
I think we are live. Or are we? Yes, we are live. Wonderful. Welcome to Shinjuku Station. I just got off the train here. It's surprisingly quiet for being a Monday morning. Not even 10 o'clock here in Tokyo. But maybe it's still the effects of the pandemic. I don't know. I was expecting it to be way more crowded. It's as noisy as always though. So yeah, I'm on the Yamanote Line platform here. But I will leave the station. Maybe... let me think. Yeah, I think I will leave here. Because otherwise I have to go underground and that might not be good for the signal. But yeah, it's a Monday morning here in Tokyo. But as I said, surprisingly quiet. I was expecting it to be like a horrible train ride to get here, but it wasn't bad at all. It wasn't bad at all. So I don't know. Not Yamanote Line was crowded. Not at all. I could sit. So that's a luxury. But yeah, it's a beautiful day, as you will soon see with your own eyes, or not with your own eyes, but through my screen, with your own eyes through my live screen. 14 degrees, so quite chilly, but it's kind of, yeah, it switched from hot summer weather to chilly winter weather in just a few days, and it's kind of nice. I like it, especially on days like this when it's clear blue skies. Humidity 50%, so it was like 80 something yesterday. Today it's really dry. So I guess I will start by heading up to the little bridge where I shot the absolutely first video ever on my channel. Some of my followers knows this place. Some of you has maybe been with me since that day, several years ago. But yeah, first video ever I shot up here. So you see, clear blue sky, hardly any clouds. There's one cute little cloud over there. But other than that, it's just very crisp and clear. And it struck me now when I got out this morning that I feel a bit nostalgic about this weather, because this is what it was like when I first came to Tokyo. My first time in Tokyo was in January 2008. So it was winter, and one of the first things I noticed, and one of the first things I really enjoyed about being here, was the fact that in the winter there's a lot of clear days, at least compared to Sweden, where I'm from, where basically you have gray weather for half a year. So that was a big increase in the quality of life for me back then. Looks like my horizon is not super straight, but yeah, there's not too much I can do about that, so please bear with me. But yeah, I mean, this view is always one that I enjoy a lot, especially at night, but even on days like this, it's also very, very pleasant. Well, I'm planning to do a kind of longish stream today, so maybe I should try to adjust the horizon, otherwise this will bother me for the entire stream. Let's see if we can sort it out. This stream will cut off now for a few moments, but it will be back soon. Try refreshing the page in like 30 seconds if I'm not back by then. Anyway, I'll be back soon. And we're back, hopefully. Hopefully we're back with a somewhat straightened horizon. Let me know if you can see this. I will check on my second phone as well. Looks like it. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. I'm back. It's not perfect, but it's better at least. Anyway, so let's walk. Let's walk. To be honest, don't have too much of a plan today. I was thinking to let you guys decide where I should go from here. So what I recommend is that you all take up a map of Tokyo, like open Google Maps or so in a separate tab, and if you don't know where I am, you can just type in Shinjuku Station and that should bring you to where I am right now. And I would basically like to know which direction I should be heading. South, east, north or west. If I go south, I will head towards Harajuku and Shibuya area. West would take me to the Shinjuku skyscraper district that you see over there. And north would take me towards Okubo, Takadanobaba, Ikebukuro. Or east would be this way, which is towards the center of Tokyo. We would get to Yotsuya, and even further down we would eventually get to the Imperial Palace and so. I'll let you know when the voting starts. It hasn't started yet, so I'm not reading any of the suggestions that come up. But when the vote starts, I just want you to type the first letter, like N for north, S for south, and so on. As always, well, it's been a while since I did this, but as always, the first option that gets, let's do 5 votes. The first option that gets 5 votes will be the one I head for. But the voting hasn't started yet, so hang on a little bit longer. I will just head down here. Oh, some sort of TV shoot going on here. Interesting. So yeah, well, let's do it here in front of this map. That sounds good. So yeah, the voting starts now. Type the first letter of the direction that you want me to head. So we are currently here, for those of you who are unaware. Whoa, okay, lots of votes coming in, great. Let's see, which one did actually win? Do we know that? That happened so quickly, so I can't really figure it out. I think it looks like it could be south. North is also looking quite strong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think north won. North won. Yeah. So we will be heading north then, towards Okubo, Takadanobaba, Shinjuku direction. There you have it. So I will take this route through Shinjuku, as I can't walk through the station building. I have to go around it. Good. It's fun every once in a while to do these choose your own adventure walks. We'll see. At some point I might call another vote, but for now let's walk north for the first 15 minutes or so at least. Then we'll see if we will make another vote. Saitama is to the north, yes. Saitama is indeed to the north, but Saitama is a little bit too far. I won't be going all the way to Saitama today. Oh, and someone is asking about what phone I'm using. So there's an FAQ in the video description where a lot of questions like that are answered. So please take a look there. And you will find the answer. Yeah, somehow this feels very nostalgic to me. The combination of the weather and the fact that I'm in Shinjuku, which was also very close to the first place I stayed when I first came to Tokyo, and also kind of like my first impression of what busy Tokyo is like. So yeah, even throughout all these years I can still get this kind of like deja vu feeling, and or not deja vu, but like feel kind of nostalgic, and kind of the same sort of excitement that I first felt when I first came here. So we will be heading this way or this way, I don't know. I think this way, because it's in the sun, it's in the shade, it looks a bit boring. See almost 250 people already watching. It's nice. I expect, yeah, my European viewers, this is not the great time for you. This stream is more friendly to my American viewers, but it's good to see that there's also a handful of my fellow Europeans out there watching now. Hälsningar från Oslo. Hej hej. Ellen. Early risers, yeah, Yari. you are definitely one of my most loyal viewers. It feels like no matter what time I stream, you always manage to tune in somehow. But yeah, I must say that I'm a bit surprised. I was expecting Shinjuku to be way more lively this time of the day. It's not a national holiday or anything today, isn't it? Thank you, Warren from Toronto. First super chat of today's stream. Thank you very much. Don't forget Canada. Oh, and also thank you, Billman Warren. Thank you so much for the very generous donation. Nice day for a coffee. Absolutely, absolutely. There will be a coffee break today. No doubt, no doubt. Where are you heading this morning? So, Yamaguchi-san, thanks for tuning in. I just had a vote. I let the viewers vote, and they voted that I should head north. So it will be towards Okubo and maybe Takada-no-Baba at first. Then we'll see. I might call another vote a bit later and let people decide if I should keep on walking north towards Ikebukuro, or if we should head towards the center of Tokyo, or if we should head west towards like Nakano, Koenji, etc. Rockaway Siren 2, thank you very much for the super chat. Wow, everybody's suddenly getting very generous. Thank you, I appreciate that. I walked basically the same route just a few days ago, but that was a night walk. when I walked from Shinjuku to Okubo, and I'm sure you all agree that it's a vastly different experience walking these streets in the daytime compared to night. They're both nice, they're both enjoyable. Do you want to explore Europe? Yes, I definitely want to explore Europe. I don't know if you are a long-time viewer or not, but I've talked about it before, and I will probably leave Japan relatively soon, but my plan and hope is that once I do, I will instead be making these kind of videos from various cities in Europe. Someone asked if this is Ikebukuro. No, this is Shinjuku. This is Shinjuku, where we started today's stream. So here is the east exit of Shinjuku Station. And this is the quite famous Studio Alta building, which is a popular meeting spot. When you meet people in Shinjuku, it tends to be either you meet down there, below this big screen, or next to this little police box here at the station building. Those are from my experience, the most common meeting spots in Shinjuku. 3 hours or more tour this morning. I don't want to promise anything, but I definitely think this will be a longer stream than yesterday and my last couple of streams. Yes. Oh, thank you, Katrina Johnson, for being a member for 10 months. Thank you very much. It's really people like you who keep me motivated to keep doing these streams. To know that there's always a few familiar viewers, that makes it more enjoyable for me. And also knowing that some of you really enjoy walking on this, joining me on these walks. Let's see if we'll get a glimpse of that famous cat on this screen. That was indeed Dragon Quest music, yes. And someone asked if my bladder is ready for a long walk. That's a good and relevant question. We'll see how it goes. Worst case, I have to do a little break some point. It has happened before. I guess any other route than this would be a kind of a disappointment, right? So let's do the main street here in Kabukicho. Then I think I will turn to the left and walk closer to the train tracks. Was there a weather report? Yes, indeed, there was a weather report early in this stream. 14 degrees, clear blue skies, very comfortable wedding. Very comfortable wedding. I'm sure it is to some people who are getting married today, but very comfortable weather for me, yeah. And yes, that's indeed Godzilla down there. Godzilla. I'll poke Godzilla in the eye. Have I played Dragon Quest Walk? No, I have not. It looks a bit interesting. It's like Pokemon Go, but Dragon Quest, right? Looks more interesting than Pokemon Go to me, but not really that interesting. Not interesting for me to play. Oh, do you hear what I hear? Do you hear what I hear? Let's see. Where is it? Where is it?
いらっしゃいませ、いらっしゃいませ。ドン・キホーテ新宿歌舞伎商店が送る10月のおすすめアイテム情報。だんだんと
One of the best songs in Japan. I know that many of you love it just as much as I do. The soundtrack of Japan. Yeah, if you like that, if you like me hearing me sing that tune, then please consider pressing the like button. That's a good way to show your support, and it helps me reach new viewers. So if you haven't already, please consider liking the video. Thank you, Huggy Bear, Hot Sake Fund. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I will turn left here and head down towards the train tracks. Oh, look at this. Is it another hotel under construction? I'm not really sure what this building is, but I'm pretty sure it will be a hotel. It's really high. Yeah, it's quite impressive. The windows does look weird, yeah, definitely. It looks really strange. I wonder what the view is like from in there. And oh, thank you, Huggy Bear. Maybe I already thank you, but thank you again. You deserve another thanks. So, let's see. We are heading down this way. It's actually pretty cold. Colder than yesterday. At least it feels like it. Yeah, Ray isn't here with us today, I guess. That's unfortunate. But after all, it's very early in the morning, or more like middle of the night in Europe right now, so certainly no shorts today. No shorts today. Short season is over, sadly. いつも楽しみにします。ありがとうございます。なんていう名前読めない。なんていうなんとかの国。ありがとうございます。Actually, my hair is still wet, which kind of contributes to the cold feeling. I had a shower after waking up, and you basically head out immediately after. Random little park here in the outskirts of Kabukicho, where kids are playing. Are there any parks in Tokyo? There's plenty of parks in Tokyo. Plenty of really nice parks as well. Here's one. This one I would not say is very nice, but at least it's a park. Tiny little park with some football field. But yeah, there are a couple of really nice ones. I was actually thinking about going to Shinjuku Gyoen today, but they're closed on Mondays, it seems. So otherwise it would have been nice to kind of start the stream there. Oh, I did have breakfast before going out for this stream. Yeah, I cooked myself some oatmeal porridge and had a big cup of coffee. Otherwise I'm not really a functioning human being, so. 夜型の人、ありがとうございます。夜型、evening person, evening type of person. Does Tokyo have a zoo? Tokyo has several zoos. There's Ueno Zoo, which is in the relative center of Tokyo. Then there's also a zoo in the outskirts of the city called Tama Zoo, which is quite a bit bigger, I think, but yeah, it's a bit far out. We're from Toronto. What's the best ramen shop in Shinjuku? Oh, that's a very difficult question. I'm not really an expert on ramen in Shinjuku because I don't go to Shinjuku that often these days. So I'm afraid I can't answer that question. 高橋さん、ありがとうございます。おはようございます。ありがとうございます。Do they have many grass parks for dogs and families? Yeah. There's a few. There's like Yoyogi Park, which I guess is the most famous one. Sometimes it's being called like the Central Park of Tokyo. Then you have there's a lot of big parks in Tokyo actually. So lack of green spaces isn't really a problem here, I would say. Although what it lacks and what I miss sometimes is like more real proper nature. Obviously, like if you want to have a proper walk in the woods, then you have to leave the city. Although it can be done. I mean, if you had 1 hour on a train, you will be up in the mountains where there's lots of nice nature. And if you go 1 hour south, you will be at the ocean where there's beaches and also some nice smaller mountains that are suitable for hiking. So there's definitely plenty of options, no matter what kind of nature you fancy. But it's just compared to where I grew up, which was a small town where you just had to walk like 15 minutes and you were like in the middle of a proper forest. It's kind of different, obviously, when you live in a big city like Tokyo. Afuri ramen, someone mentioned. Yes, Afuri ramen is very nice. It's my favorite ramen chain. I don't know, do they have a shop in Shinjuku? Not sure if I've been to that one in that case. I've been to Nakameguro, I've been to the Harajuku one, and there's also one in Sangenjaya. But yeah, Afuri is a very nice ramen chain. Oh, and thank you, Jenny. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're very generous today, all of you. Thank you. So ね、今、高田馬場方面に行きます。本当に高田馬場までに行くかどうかはまだ決めてないけど。Vidya Santoso, yeah, many of the local suburban parks are pokey little square with a small playground, water bubbler, and lots of dirt. That's true. There's lots of sad parks, actually, like the one we just passed, which is basically just dirt or gravel, not very enjoyable. But there's quite a lot of nice parks as well, I think. So, yeah. You have both, but a lot of the small local parks are pretty sad. Now we're already at Shin-Okubo, where I ended the night stream a few days ago. So that time it took me an hour to get here. Today it just took 30 minutes. But yeah, that time I ended the stream here. That's not gonna happen today. I will continue walking. But I think I will do another vote here, and this time you only have two options. It's north, which would be this way, towards Takadanobaba, or we could head west, which would take us down this main street here, and then if I continued that direction I would actually get to Nakano and Koenji. So yeah, north or west? Please vote now. As always, first option that gets 5 votes is the one I will go for. Chris Genson, there's a big park just outside Meiji Shrine. West. Yeah, I think west. There was like the 5 first votes was west, so we are heading west. West it is. Yeah, that place where you saw the rockabilly guys, that's Yoyogi Park. That's like one of the biggest green parks in central Tokyo. And yes, Gumbu, Takadanobaba has a retro arcade called Mikado. I love that place. It's great. I think I will snap a potential video thumbnail photo here. I'd like you to visit your old home area. Okay, well, I am heading to Nakano, so Nakano is my old home area, so yeah, perfect then. Plenty of green spaces here, it seems, on this. But yeah, that's not where we're heading. We're here and we will head this way. Yeah, Okubodori. That's right. Then I will probably try to meet up with Kanda River at some point and follow the river to the west. I think that will be nice. Shin-Okubo area where I am right now is sometimes referred to as Koreatown because there's lots of Korean restaurants and shops in this part of Tokyo. It's a very nice area, I think. Some people think this area is a bit dodgy, but I never feel like that. I feel that it's a little bit different. It's very diverse. It's a pocket of kind of multiculturalism in the heart of Tokyo, which I enjoy a lot. There's also lots of like Southeast Asian stores and so on down here and in the previous streets. So it's a fun place to explore. Definitely a nice area. See a lot of delivery trucks this time of the day, since it's morning and they're delivering the goods to all the restaurants and shops this time of the day. And down there you can see the skyscrapers in Shinjuku. That's the Gakuen Tower sticking up. Another donkey. Let's see what else he's saying. So the chat is quite active, so it's a little bit difficult for me to keep up with all the messages. Have you visited Papa Noel after getting back from Sweden? No, I have not. I have not been to the northeast of Tokyo since then. I guess the closest was Asakusa, but that's still a little bit away from Minowa where he resides. So no. Hope to go there again at some point though. That was such a nice encounter. Okay, Yamaguchi-san, arigatou gozaimasu. Thanks for stopping by today. Beautiful day today. It sure is. It sure is. Yeah. Days like this is also a really nice thing about living in Tokyo. The winter here is quite comfortable with a lot of days like this kind of weather. And it's nice to kind of see the morning version of Tokyo, which is quite different. You see how all the shop owners are like cleaning up and preparing for another day of work. It's nice. I don't get up this early very often, to be honest. But maybe I should. Maybe I should, because it is worth it. So here's Okubo Station. We passed Shin-Okubo Station earlier. It's just, yeah, the station you can probably see down there. This is Okubo Station, which is on the Chuo line. Chuo and Seibu. Not Seibu line. What is it called? Oh my god. Forgot the name of that other line that runs parallel with the Chuo line tracks. But anyway. Does Japan allow franchises? Oh yes! You have all of the big franchises here in Japan. The ones you mentioned in your comments, they're here. There's plenty. It's Japan. It's a very open market country. So you have lots of international chains here. Sobu line, right. That's the one I was thinking about. How could I forget that? Now we will be heading through some relatively quiet streets, I think soon. It's mostly residential area for a while now, until we reach maybe Shin-Nakano area. So it would be nice to sit down if we can find a little bench somewhere where I can grab a coffee or so. That would be nice. Higashi-Nakano is the station we will reach. I think I will walk down. So, yeah, I will make a turn soon, but I will follow this street a little bit further. If they've taken down all the flags for the Olympics, yeah, maybe. I don't know. There was lots of flags on the streets before. Those might be gone, but you still see like lots of Olympics branding on taxis and stuff, which is still here. Takes a while for this street light to change, but we will be on our way soon. Okay, sorry, I had to respond to a little message from my wife. My wife and daughter were still asleep when I left this morning, but since I wanted to get an early start today, so they just messaged me that they were awake and that they were happy that I prepared some breakfast for them before I left. So that's good. Good to hear. Yeah, my wife is going to the hairdresser later today, so after this stream I will head home and take care of the little one for the rest of the day. Yes, this street is called Okubo. I will soon, I think down here, it kind of forks into a smaller street that goes more northwards and heads towards the river. So I will turn here, because generally medium-sized streets like this are not terribly interesting to walk, in my opinion. If it's gonna be streets, I prefer them to be really big and wide and busy, or narrow and local through residential areas. So now we're heading down one of those local streets instead. Just a moment. By the way, no littering, be quiet. Next time if there's a real estate agency, could you please have a look at the prices? Sure thing, I will do that. I know that so many of you are always curious about the real estate prices in various neighborhoods. I think this part is also, like, considering how close it is from Shinjuku, like the fact that we're like within walking distance from Shinjuku, but I still think around here housing prices are probably quite reasonable. You make good Japanese breakfast? No, not really. I had a couple of years ago, I was cooking Japanese breakfast a lot, like rice, miso soup, grilled fish, but these days we have a pretty Western breakfast. It's just oatmeal porridge and boiled eggs and coffee, things like that. I do enjoy Japanese breakfast though. It's very nice, but it's a bit labor intensive, so I'm too lazy to cook that. But it's always nice when staying at hotels and ryokans to have a Japanese style breakfast. Rent's cheap in this place. So I think one of my Japanese viewers just mentioned that you can find apartments for 60,000 yen around here. I guess so, yeah. Probably very small apartments though. But judging on like what the buildings around me right here look like, it looks to be relatively reasonable. So I think, yeah, a small one-room apartment for 60,000 sounds quite reasonable. Also, sounds definitely doable around here. I think I used to live in kind of near Shinjuku many years ago, like 10 years ago. That place back then I paid 80,000 yen, and that was like a 20 square meter one-room apartment. In 2010 it was 50,000 yen in this neighborhood. Yeah, maybe. There hasn't been much inflation in Japan though. So I think rents are probably about the same now as they were 10 years ago. If you want easy conversion between Japanese yen and dollars, it's a little bit, it's not 100% accurate or anything, but roughly $1 is 100 yen. Actually $1 is more like 120 yen maybe, but yeah, at least that gets you in the same ballpark. So you know, 60,000 yen would be roughly 600, probably more like $500. We're from Toronto. You're gonna miss vending machines and convenient food. Yeah, I probably will. Oh, nice, beautiful. Yeah, I will. That's, the convenience stores are quite nice here in Japan. It's nice to always have them nearby. No matter where you are, there's always going to be a convenience store close to you. Yeah, I definitely think it's way cheaper to live in Tokyo than in most major cities in the US. You can find really cheap housing here. Obviously quality won't be great if you pay that little. But then again, if you get a cheap apartment in US, it's not gonna be very nice either. So, yeah. Okay, $1 is 114 yen. Thank you, Jenny. What are the convenience store like in Sweden? We do have convenience stores in the major cities, you can find them, but they're usually very expensive. Convenience stores here in Japan are not like, they don't charge a massive premium on things compared to in Sweden. And also they're way rarer in Sweden. And not to mention that here they're basically always open 24 hours a day, which is not the case in Sweden. Is it hard to find an apartment with thick walls? Many interesting questions today. No, it's not hard, but it depends on the price bracket. Like those cheap apartments that we've been talking about now, like those 50,000, 70,000, 80,000 yen ones, will most likely have pretty thin walls and not that much privacy. But if you're getting an apartment in a building like this, you will most likely have thick concrete walls, and it will be very soundproof. Like the place where I live with my family, we don't hear anything from our neighbors, and they are all families with kids. So yeah, in newer buildings, newer apartments, soundproofing is pretty good, but in older Japanese apartments, soundproofing is can be basically non-existent. So that place I mentioned before, for 80,000 in Shinjuku, where I was living, that place, I mentioned this before, but the walls were so thin that I could hear my neighbor fart. So yeah, it's quite a big difference compared to where I'm living now. And we just passed 400 viewers. Wonderful. Thanks everyone for watching. If there's any new viewers out there, welcome. I do walks like this quite often, a few times every week, at least 3-4 times. I also have a second channel where I post more like cinematic style travel videos that you might be interested in. The link is in the video description. Oh, and if you enjoy this, consider subscribing, consider liking the video. That's a great way to show your support. If you really enjoy it, you can join me on Patreon. That will get you access to Patreon only videos and some other goodies. The link is in the video description. But otherwise, yeah, just enjoy the video and the walk. Let me check, what else are you saying? Are dollars worth much in Japan? Dollars, you need to use yen in Japan. You can't use dollars in Japan, you need to change. No shorts pink, no. It's cold today, it's 14 degrees. Too cold for shorts. So there's the Chuo line trains passing here. Let me just take a look at the map and decide where to go. So we're close to Higashi-Nakano actually. So yeah, I will just probably... Let me see. Yeah, I will head down here to Higashi-Nakano Station, and then I will follow the train tracks to Nakano. Thank you again, Warm from Toronto. Is Hokkaido like Sweden? Lots of snow but no people. Yeah, quite similar. It's way more similar to Sweden than this part of Japan, that's for sure. Lots of beautiful nature, greenery, low population density. Lots of similar trees that we have in Sweden as well. So yeah. Watching from Stockholm, Sweden. Oh, welcome, välkommen. Kul, alltid roligt med svenska tittare. When will you leave Japan? It's not 100% decided yet, but probably before the end of the year. So yeah, someone was surprised to hear that we have similar trees in Hokkaido and Sweden. But yeah, there's lots of birch trees in Hokkaido, which are also very common in the part of Sweden where I'm from. So, and we don't have birch trees at all here in the Tokyo region. So first time I went to Hokkaido, that was kind of... Oh, I forgot to press this. That's why it doesn't turn green. Yeah, first time I went to Hokkaido, I was surprised to see that, and it made me feel a little bit nostalgic about Sweden. How much notice to give up your apartment in Tokyo? I think the standard if you're renting is 2 months, if I'm not mistaken, but usually the rental lease here in Japan is 2 years. So for some reason people always want to kind of move out at the end of the lease, even though it's usually no punishment if you leave earlier, as long as you give notice. But yeah, every 2 years you need to renew the lease, and when you do that you usually need to pay 1 month extra rent in renewal fee, which is frankly quite ridiculous if you ask me. But that's the norm here in Japan when you're renting. So now we are at Higashi-Nakano Station. Not sure if I can pass through here. If not, I might just take the train to Nakano. Maybe I can walk through this station. We shall soon see. Maybe not getting through here. So let's ride the train. Why not? Let's ride the train today. Curious if you have recorded any earthquake during your walks. No, I don't think so. No, I can't remember that ever happening, unfortunately. I guess it would have been quite interesting to watch. Yeah, let's do a quick train ride. Why not? Why not? This line is, from here on, it's all overground anyway, so why not go on a little train ride?
Higashi-Nakano.
This side will take me back into the city center. This train goes all the way to Chiba, actually. But yeah, I will be heading westwards. You pay a monthly fee for your JR pass? No. Monthly passes in Japan are only valid between 2 stations, basically your home and your work. So you can only use them to travel between those 2 stations, or any stations that are in between those. But there's no like monthly pass like in many other cities where you get like free access to all the trains. And since I don't travel the same route every day, it would make no sense for me to get a monthly ticket. So I pay for each trip separately. Train is coming. Coffee or beer break? Yes, I think I will try to take a break in Nakano. Train fees, thank you, Ido1013. Thank you very much. Sorry, Tuxedo Moon. This channel is not about dating or relationship advice. So we're just going one stop now, then we will be in Nakano. How much does one trip to Nakano cost? Ah, there we have reflection reveal. I definitely need a haircut, as you can see. I don't know how much it costs. I would guess it's like 120, 130 yen, something like that. They need to clean those windows. The camera just focuses on the dirty window.
次は終点中野。お出口は左側です。中央線三鷹立川方面と地下鉄東西線はお乗り換えです。ご乗車 JR 東日本をご利用くださいましてありがとうございます。
I like riding this train line because it is mostly like elevated, and the landscape around here is very flat. So at some points you get quite nice views from this train. Melody Matilde, yes, I would love to do more videos from Denmark. I have a Copenhagen video on my channel actually, which is suddenly, like a couple of months ago, it started getting lots and lots and lots of views from Brazil, which is kind of weird. And it still gets a lot of views from there. Live videos from membership are recorded because they missed them. Yes, you mean the Patreon only videos, right? They are being kept. So once you join, you get access to all the Patreon only videos. Nakano, my old home. I really enjoyed living here. It's, I would say, my favorite place of all the places I lived in Tokyo. Nakano was really, really nice. Very convenient and lots of things to see and do around the station. Does this train go to Shin-Nakano? No, Shin-Nakano is on the subway, Marunouchi line. So this train does not stop in Shin-Nakano. Next stop after this would be Koenji and then Asagaya. So let's go up here and get a little overhead perspective of the neighborhood. That was fast. Yeah, it was fast. It was fast. It's just one stop, so trains are fast. And also the walk between Higashi-Nakano and Nakano Station is a little bit boring. Sure, you walk just next to the train tracks, but there's not that much going on. So it was nice to be able to skip that. So here we have the Nakano Sun Plaza, which is scheduled for demolition very soon, I think. Sun Hotel, and they also have like wedding venues and stuff. It's quite an iconic building actually, but it's very old. So yeah, makes sense that they're tearing it down. This bridge is good if you want to do train spotting, as you get a direct view to the station and the platforms. But yeah, let's head down the main shopping street here in Nakano, the Nakano Sun Road, as it's called, which is here. And yeah, there's many nice shops here. Some of the best camera shops in Tokyo are here. The Fujiya have 2 shops, or 3 now, I think. They sell lots of used cameras, as well as new ones, of course. But yeah, here's the main shopping street. So this first part is Nakano Sun Road, and then we will reach Nakano Broadway, which is quite iconic. Let's go down here first. Let me take a look at Fujiya, the camera shop that I just mentioned. Also, there's so many like nice little back streets and alleys here in Nakano. Nakano Sun Plaza was built in 73. Okay, thanks. So not even 50 years. By Japanese standards, that's old. But here they just tear down and rebuild everything all the time, so it's a big difference from Sweden. In Sweden, something built 73 wouldn't even be considered old. But yeah, here you have Fujiya Camera, one of the best camera stores in Tokyo, in my opinion. And this one is new. This is like their movie. They have movie cameras in this one. And then on the second floor there's also like camera and video equipment. And here Fujiya is also 2 stories. There's this one, and then you go up these stories to the second floor, where they have lots of Leica cameras and also Nikon. And since I mostly shoot Nikon, that's the floor I tend to end up at. Oh, 500 viewers now. Wonderful. Thank you all for stopping by today. Movies in a store? No, I mean they're selling film cameras, video cameras. Sorry, maybe I was a bit unclear. Sometimes I get a bit confused talking and walking and trying to be mindful enough about my surroundings so I don't get hit by a car or a train. It makes my brain short circuits from time to time. Yeah, man, I really enjoyed having this as my local neighborhood. Such an awesome place. And yes, it's great around here at night as well, especially the back streets. There's so many small shops and restaurants, and it has a good local nightlife as well. We're from Toronto. Any Nakano food place we should check out? Yeah, there's a lot. It really depends. You can find everything here, so it really depends on what you're into and what you want to eat. But you can find pretty much everything here. One of my favorite places is a little Korean restaurant a few blocks down this way. I don't know the name of it actually, but the owner is quite eccentric and always very talkative. When there's not so many customers, he always stands in front of the store asking people to come in, and then he's always joking with them once you're inside. And there's, yeah, it's down one of these side streets. Think could be straight down here, maybe. Not sure. No more lockdown in Tokyo. There was never any lockdown in Tokyo. A pet shop. This one is new. Wasn't there when I lived here. I'm generally not too fond of pet shops, but that one looked relatively okay by Japanese pet shop standards. So here's Nakano Broadway, but let me take a little detour on these side streets first. How is the new laptop working? Oh, it's great. It's great. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Very happy with it. Much more enjoyable than my old MacBook Pro. Right, that pet shop was a Katsuya, was it? Yeah, maybe. Maybe a Katsuya or a Kaiten Sushi. Yeah, these streets are beautiful at night. One of my favorite areas to come for night photography. So much fun to roam around here with a long lens once all the lights are on. What's this new computer? Well, I upgraded my laptop a few weeks ago. There's actually a link if you want to check out the one I got. There's a link, an Amazon link to it in the video description, as I thought that people would be curious to know what equipment I use. It's all listed down there. Is it too early for a beer? Yes, because I didn't have lunch yet. Let me check. Okay, bye bye Yamaguchi-san. Thanks for joining today. But yeah, if I keep walking down here I will get to Waseda Dori. Waseda Dori. I suddenly sounded very American when I said Dori, which is the big street. So let's head back and just walk through Nakano Broadway. And then I will try to grab a coffee somewhere and probably go down to the Nakano Central Park. Oh, there was lots of like kind of not hostess bars, but kind of down here on this street. Some of them are renovating right now, it looks like. Maybe went bankrupt. Oh, and also once I'm in Nakano I always have to go here, because this is like one of the coolest buildings ever, the World Kaikan, which is super old but really unique. It says hotel, but I don't think it is a hotel anymore. Now it's like lots of small bars and restaurants in here instead. But it probably was a hotel back in the days. Lots of like karaoke bars where they play like anime music and stuff. So this area is popular for like anime otaku people. How about this? A prestige Philippine club. Interesting. It's a prestige Philippine club. What does that even mean? Yari wants to borrow my new laptop. Sorry, I don't think I can lend it out. I'm so dependent on it. So let's head inside Nakano Broadway. Yeah, that Kuroneko place. But it really seemed like the signal there in Nakano Broadway was not really working out, so I had to take the nearest exit and leave. That's too bad. But yeah, then I will just head down to the park instead and get a drink. We're back, right? Yeah, that's good. That's good. Lost like more than half of the viewers. Let's hope that they will find their way back here. Made it back. Okay, good. Yeah. Sorry, signal inside Nakano Broadway was not up to snuff. Always annoying when that happens. Oh, someone... You asked me for the housing prices. So here you have a bit of insight in the rental market around here. Everything from 60,000 yen to 200,000 plus. But that's kind of typical for most neighborhoods in Tokyo. You can always find like really cheap apartments, and you can usually also find very expensive ones. So there's always, for any budget, it's relatively easy, I would say, to find a suitable apartment here in Tokyo compared to many other cities, which is something I really like about this place. It keeps it kind of diverse in the sense that it's not just, the neighborhoods are not just for one simple demographic. Yeah, this again is the Nakano-san Plaza, the wedge-shaped building. That's the one that's getting demolished, sadly. We're at 4:06 now. Okay, good. So the majority of the viewers are back again. Thank you. That's good to see. Good to see. Good to know that you're still with me, that I'm not walking all alone here in Tokyo, because that would be a bit depressing. Go to Gold's Gym and do some exercise. No, I will go to Nakano-san Plaza and have a coffee. Or not San Plaza, Nakano Central Park. So, the place where I lived was just a few blocks down here, like maybe 2 or 3 minutes walk from here. Such a good location. But yeah, that's before I met my wife. I was still single and living in a share house. A very nice share house though. Not like run by a company or anything, but more like a bunch of nice people sharing a place together. I think he walks 10 kilometers for every 500 meters I walk. Maybe. I think I walk more than most people. Oh, wow. I guess they're building another tower or something here. It's a big piece of land that's being redeveloped now. And considering that it's close to the station, pretty sure it will be a another massive apartment building. Maybe something similar to this, because this is a quite popular area. Down there is Nakano Station. Oh, okay. So according to one of my viewers, this is not going to be an apartment building. It's gonna be the new kind of ward office, Nakano ward office. The old one is... Where's the old one again? The old one is just around here as well. But the old one is pretty old, so I see. Makes sense that they're building a new one, I guess. Yeah, old one is just 1 block from here. But here's the Nakano Central Park, which is a very nice green space here in Nakano. There's always a bunch of families and kids hanging out here, even on a weekday like today. Also plenty of food trucks here, as you can see. Still a bit early. I think there's usually more than this, but because this is a big office building and so is this one, so there's a lot of people working here. But I will just get a coffee, a Lawson coffee, since there doesn't seem to be much, or yeah, I don't think there's anything better in terms of coffee, but maybe let's have a look at these food trucks and see if there's anyone serving decent coffee. And thank you, Warren from Toronto. The Swedish think Japan more like Shibuya or Kyoto. I don't know. I think the stereotypical image of Tokyo is kind of both those things. It's both like the quiet temples and shrines in Kyoto, but also like the busy streets of Shinjuku and Shibuya. They're both kind of, I think, what people associate Japan with. These trucks are open. Those two did not look like they were open yet, but here it is. We're back. Wonderful. That was very surprising and annoying. Signal totally died on me. It seems very unreliable around here. So You know what I will do? I don't know how much you heard me talk about it, but I got really hungry when I saw all the food here. And I could also do a little toilet break. So what I will do, stream, and then after that I think I will continue walking and make another public walking stream. But I think, yeah, my phone wants me to have lunch here, and my belly also wants me to have lunch here. So I will have lunch and a beer. And that will be a little Patreon only thing. And then once I'm done with that, I will continue. I will start another public stream that anyone can watch, and I will keep on walking. Maybe walk over to KNG or something like that. But yeah, now it will be a little 5 to 10 minute break, and then a Patreon only stream. So those of you who are on my Patreon, you will get the link soon in a new post, and we can all have lunch together. Okay, see you then. And for the rest of you, those of you who won't be able to join the rest of today, I'll see you next time. Okay, thank you so much for walking with me today, and mata ne, hej då, bye bye, auf Wiedersehen.